rolling. Let's get right into it, man. Set the vibes real quick. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing apparently. Let's try that again. Let's set the vibes. There we go. The vibe out with me for a second. I'm gonna share the stream. Then we'll get right into it, man. Yes, sir. Oh, we're about to go into this Twitter discussion, man. Looks like I may have started something. I doubt it, but you never know, dog. All right, y'all, hold on. I think I finally got this figured out, y'all. All right, man. It's going down. So we're gonna get rid of this, and I just need this. How y'all doing, man? Hope you guys are having a fantastic week, man. This latest beat I just uploaded to my BeatStars page and my website. I've been trying. It's a West Coast beat. Whenever you get a chance, check that out. And let's get right into it, man. So, all right, let me pull this up. I said I was going to get prepared, so I'm going to get prepared. So, today what I want to talk about with you all and with you guys is I actually want to touch base on something that I don't see too many people covering, which is kind of surprising, but we're going to get right into it today. So for those of you that know or don't know, or maybe been left out the loop, the talk of the town lately has been, what is Twitter going to do in regards to licensing your music? As you know, on Instagram as well as TikTok, you can actually use music that's been submitted through a distribution channel and play that music with your video. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, or at least it hasn't been confirmed, but apparently when people do that, when they add the music to your video through Instagram or TikTok, through the UI of it, the user interface of it, it counts as a stream. I don't think so. The reason why I'm inclined to say no is because if your video is like 5 seconds long or 10 seconds long, I don't think that counts as a stream. I believe anything past 30 or 31 seconds counts as a stream, whether that DSP has a paywall or not. But what we're going to do, we're not here to tear anything down. We're just here just to observe what's going on because this is very new. But what I want to do is bring it to you guys' attention. The reason why I feel that this is important to do is whether you watch this video today, tomorrow, next week, or next year, you need to educate yourself on how things are going. So again, the purpose of the show is that I want artists to step out of this mindset that whatever happens in the majors doesn't affect you. This stuff very much does affect you, and you need to know. And you need to know how to navigate, especially if you're looking to make a living from this. So let's start all the way from the beginning, right? So everyone wants to know what's going to happen in regards to licensing music on Twitter. So if you don't know, we'll break it down, right? So the founder of Twitter is a gentleman that goes by the name of Jack Dorsey, or one of the founders of Twitter is a gentleman named Jack Dorsey. Dorsey has become sort of a celebrity. I think he's been mentioned on the Joe Budden podcast. He's done countless interviews. Whenever you get a chance, check him out. But the cool thing about Jack is that his mind is he's very futuristic. In some of the things that he says, he's always focusing on what's next, and because of that, he's sort of become a pioneer as one of the founding members of Twitter. Now, why is this guy important in regards to music? So, if you guys aren't aware, Jay-Z recently, here we go. Jay-Z recently sold Tidal to Jack Dorsey. Now, the reason why this is this has everyone's ears and eyes and eyebrows raised is because we've never seen something like this before. But as we proceed more and more, you're going to start seeing the humongous companies start buying the big companies, right? Big bank taking little bank. And so the reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention is everyone wants to know, okay, cool, Jack Dorsey just bought Tidal. So what does that mean for Tidal? And are we looking at is Tidal possibly going to start, or Twitter possibly going to implement music that's on there into the not the DSP, sorry. Even though Twitter could be a DSP, but we'll get to that later. What does it look like in regards to getting your music on there, right? So if you upload a video, again, you upload a video to Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, you can select the music you want to play in the background, which is great, right? Already, the first question that I have, and again, this is still early, and we're not trying to tear anything down, but I just want to get just to get your head rolling. So one of the things that I'm thinking of is they're saying that it's a possibility they're going to license your music through Tidal, right? Now, we already went through the whole payout thing, but my question is, the business model of streaming is that you take the money that's available to pay to the creator of that music, right? And how that trickles down is you pay the label, even though you went through a label. But how that goes is the payout goes to the distributor who takes their percentage, and then that goes down into the label or whoever you sign to, and this, that, and the third. If you're an indie artist, it just goes through your distributor, whether it's United Masters, DistroKid, or TuneCore. They take a percentage, and then you get the rest, right? So with them going through Twitter, what does that payout look like? And that's the question. Of course, we don't know. They're probably still working on it, but that is something to wonder about, because you start to think about, okay, so if this is what we're doing, then what what are the things that, well, okay, let me back up. So, and my mind's going like 1,000 miles an hour, because my question, not only is it the payout, but you're saying licensed music, right? So everyone that follows me probably follows me on Twitter, more than likely. And the question I asked was, how much free content with music in it have you shared? Right? So the reason why I asked that is because one of the things, so I go through DistroKid for my music. And the thing I'm always thinking about is the YouTube content ID, right? So the YouTube content thing is if those waveforms get found on another YouTube video within that platform, they have their own identification system to go, hey, we know what that is. That is Hans's music, and then I get paid from that, right? And so in regards to a lot of the free content that gets posted on Twitter, because we know Twitter is still low key the wild west of social media. Like you can see just about any and everything on Twitter. I mean, you can see any and everything. If you know, you know. You can see any and everything, but some of that content is music in the background. So the question I'm asking is, are they going to use a content ID? And if you don't know what a content ID is, let's actually take a look at that. Okay. So here, we'll read it here. Content ID is a digital fingerprinting system developed by Google, YouTube, which is used to easily identify and manage copyrighted content on YouTube. Videos uploaded to YouTube are compared against audio and video files registered with Content ID by owners looking for any matches. Right. So there's their own identification system for their platform. This raises a question. Not to go down a rabbit hole. So there is a beat that I played I think I made that beat 2018 or 17, but I sampled an Alicia Keys record. And I wanted to promote that record was on my beat store. So I uploaded a video with I upload basically an image for like the video. The video playing with the music in it, and I posted it. And Tynell, who some of you guys who've been following me for a while, Tynell is the young artist from Jersey that I work with, and also Everything Gotta Go coming out soon. And he really liked it. So when he played it, he was in a dance studio. So he took an Instagram video of him playing the record in the background, the beat in the background. Now he plays it, and then like 20 minutes later, his post gets taken down. Say, hey, you're playing music you haven't paid a license for. And he was like, yo, I don't want anything to do with this beat. I wound up selling that beat to another artist out in Virginia. But the thing about that beat that had my mind thinking was, he played that beat not like implementing to the video. It was playing in the background. So the reason why I asked that question is because if he's playing it in the dance studio, that's a whole bunch of reverb, right? So let's say, for instance, like let's use this square here, right? Let's say this is a sound wave. If this is the original beat and this is the original sound wave, then YouTube knows that anytime that particular sound wave, that particular mark, which is going to be individual and unique to itself, it knows that, okay, cool, this is the song that's in our library. The thing that caught me off guard and had me raising questions was, if he's playing in the dance studio and the sound is bouncing off the walls and there's extra reverb, wouldn't that change the sound wave? So if it changed the sound wave, how did Columbia Records or Instagram in ties with Columbia Records recognize that sound, that sample so quickly and take it down? If not only is the sample been manipulated, it has an 808, it has drums, it has all these other things in there that should be making the wave unique. It's already unique within the beat, but yet they were able to recognize that sample. So the question I had in my mind was, are we looking at the same thing for Twitter, which is, if you post content with like a Cardi B track in the back or a Bryson Tiller track in the back, will it recognize that, and would that count? That's been my question, because you gotta keep on Twitter. If you think about your regular tweets here, let's say for instance this, right? This is a video that has her music in it, right? We're not gonna play because we don't want to get tagged, but if her music's playing in the background on the platform, the question raises, is Twitter going to recognize that content or that wave or that sound and then pay her or pay her label? Right? This would make sense, right? So if this is if I'm super excited about that. That is amazing. Yes. Okay. Bet. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Um. So anyway, so actually, let's say for instance, this was an Aaliyah track that my man Reggie. Whenever you get, if you want to like more like music commentary, definitely check out free first class breakfast. There's some very funny videos, man. Whenever you get a chance, check them out. So shout out to Reggie and his team. But let's say, for instance, this was an Aaliyah track and it's posted. But let's say it has a preview link, right? So if I click on it, that tells Spotify to play the music. Well, if that's the case, the music being played on Twitter, but it's a Spotify link. So how does that get counted? You see what I'm saying? It's just some questions that I have. Doesn't mean they're doing it right or wrong, but just some questions that I have. That just affected a lot of shit. There's a reason why she's super upset. I gotta give her a call later. That just affected a lot of stuff. Okay. Anyway, um, but if you look at the user, if you look at like everyone has Twitter is almost a sense like the dad piff of social media. You're taking other content and then posting it here, right? So these are just videos. But let's say, for instance, let's look for a topic. Explore. Again, they're not doing anything wrong. But let's say, for instance, go to entertainment. I'm pretty sure BTS has done something, right? Okay, let's say Fat Joe. But let's say we go to videos, right? Sometimes he plays music in the background. My question is, if he's playing the Locks music or Dipset music in the background, will Twitter recognize that and take that? Because you're licensing music, right? You're saying like, hey, in order to play music on a platform, you have to go through this channel. Well, the average user has been conditioned on Twitter to just take that content and just post it. So are you going to start penalizing users for posting content that hasn't gone through that proper channel and then take it down? Because if so, that means you're gonna have to recondition your Twitter followers. And well, okay, so let's do this. Average age of Twitter users, right? So as of April 21st, Twitter global audience was composed of 38.5% of users between age 25 and 34 years. So that's okay. That's my age bracket. The second largest group of demographic on the platform was between 35 and 49. That's according to Statista. I don't know who they are, but that's what they said, right? Doesn't mean it's necessarily true. So allegedly, that's what it is. So if I'm looking at, excuse me, that's well over 50%. So if I'm going to Twitter here, that means, let's say 60% of your users are using a content like this. That means you're going to try to recondition 60% of your users in regards to sharing the content. There's a possibility that 60% of them could possibly leave. Again, this is all allegedly. We're not tearing anything down, but just again, I just want you guys that when you watch this content, whether it's now or later, to start thinking about how this affects your music. So for you as an artist, if let's say for instance you send me, let's say you post a video with your music implemented into Instagram, I then screen record it, or let's say I do use the repost app, download it, and then post it on Twitter. If I didn't go through the proper channel and it takes it down, I'm probably not going to take the video, remove the audio, post it, go to Twitter, go to title app or whatever, find your song, put it on there, find what section, and what if the section doesn't match? Like you get what I'm saying? Like you're gonna start affecting the UX, the user experience of the Twitter user. But the great thing about it is that they haven't released anything. So I'm wondering if the tech team are going through these questions in regards to how is this going to affect the just how is this going to affect the user experience if you're going to license the music. Because if you license the music, that means you have to level the playing field. You can't just share music on a platform. But that was it, man. So there's that. And so with the content ID, I'm just wondering if Twitter's going to have their own. because this is kind of like the ISRC. I know you guys are sick of that conversation, but it's an identification system. So I wonder how Twitter's going to do it. We're so early in the stage of streaming and music, man. I know 20 years from now, people are gonna look back and like, y'all was struggling trying to figure this out. It's like, yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, music licensing. So for those don't know, so in regards to the licensing, I'll pull this up. Music licensing is the licensed use of copyrighted music. Music licensing is intended to ensure that the owners of copyrights or musical works are compensated for certain users of their work. A purchaser has limited rights to use the work without a separate agreement. So this is the sense. This is what I'm talking about here with Twitter. A purchaser has limited rights to use the work without a separate agreement. So in other words, outside of your, let's say, DistroKid, Two Master and them, when you upload your music, you can now select that you want it to go to Twitter, right? That's part of that agreement. A purchaser has limited rights to use the work without a purchaser has limited rights to use the work without a separate agreement. So in other words, if they want to do something else, they would Twitter have to contact you to rework that music or use it for another use. So yeah, man. But that's it, man. It was just something that was just on my mind that I just wanted to address. Shout out to MG the Future. I don't know why he's tagging Z, but it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's going to be fantastic once they figure that out. But my whole thing is just as a content creator, as a music producer, who has like my income comes from the music that I've produced that is out there. I get sometimes I get a fairly good percentage. Sometimes I get a very small percentage depending on an agency or the label agreement. Usually with artists it's just 50-50, but it's just something just to think about, man. So just put that in the back of your head. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it should start making you think in the sense of, okay, we should probably look at ways we can implement our music in different ways. And that's it, man. Like I said, the whole purpose of this is to just raise some questions, man. I just want you artists to just think differently and just think about yourself as a business. And again, man, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But that's it. That's all I have for today. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or concerns, man. I'm here to help. Some of the stuff I'm learning, just like you guys are. But I just want to make sure we get the basics so that way we can really tackle the larger things. But that is it. Another episode of Capitalism and Art. I'm your man Hans Nobi. Hit like and subscribe, and yeah, man, I will see y'all next week. Peace.